Hello. So currently, as of recording this video, it is December 30th, which means 2 days away from New Year's. Around this time of year, I get this weird feeling, I step outside, it's foggy, it's chilly, it's cold, and if you hear that, you're like, Silent Hill, and me too, buddy, me too. But no, around this time of year, I get this urge, this deep want and need to play any Resident Evil game. And for the past couple of years, I've been playing Resident Evil 8 or Village, if you're not a numbers person, but this has to be one of my most favorite games ever. I spent so much time playing this game over winters, summers for the past years since it came out, and I feel like it has great replay value. Now, Resident Evil 9 comes out in February of 2026, so 2 months away. What a better time than now to talk about the game they have to one-up and overpass. This is Resident Evil Village. Now, for some lore to catch up with, because people forget, people don't remember. It's been a couple of years, and before we even start talking about putting babies in jars, black mold, and freaky weird people, we are going to talk about the lore.
The lore! Ring the lore alarms, the lore!
In this game, we are playing as Ethan Winters, just your usual girl dad, Ethan has a wife named Mia and a kid named Rose. Keep that name Rose in your head for the whole video. She is very important to the story. We already have fond memories of Mr. Ethan and his family, unless you skipped Resident Evil 7 and, just started playing Resident Evil 8, you do not understand. So let's take it back a couple of years. For instance, the year is 2017. Mia goes missing from her quote-unquote babysitting job. In reality, Mia was transporting a biohazard weapon named Evelyn, who was just a little girl. Mia sucks at her job. Evelyn gets out and infects this family known as the Baker family. For this story, that is very important, so keep that in mind. Now, Mia goes missing. Ethan is distraught by all this and randomly gets an email from Mia.
Ethan, you were right. I did lie to you. I shouldn't have. All I can say is that if you get this, stay away.
Now, Ethan, being the big-brained individual, notices, she said stay away, don't come find me. But you know what he does? He goes to Louisiana and finds her. He does not listen to her. In literally bold lettering, it's literally like, stay away. And Ethan's like, she wants me to come get her.
She wants me to come and get her.
She did not say that. Anyways, Ethan shows up. And, long story short, he dies. He dies to the father of the Baker's family, who, remind you, they're all infected with mold. That's what it is. It's mold. While Ethan is dying, by the father, Mr. Mold, he gets infected by the mold, making him somewhat, and he doesn't truly die. That's also big. Remember that part. Ethan, long story short, kills all the family, all the Baker's family, because they were all controlled by Evelyn. So, it's the best thing he could have done was let them be free from the mold. Ethan finds Mia and, for some reason has to choose between his wife or this random woman.
It's fine. It was foolish thinking I could escape.
But Zoe...
Go! Both of you just go!
Ethan kills Evelyn, and while this big explosion's happening, this helicopter shows up and drops down some ropes, and you guess who comes out of that helicopter? It is Chris. Resident Evil 5, I don't remember if he's in 6, but remember Resident Evil 5? Chris being the savior, he comes down from his little helicopter, takes Ethan and Mia, and they ride off into the sunset. That's the end of Resident Evil 7. You are caught up with the lore. Now, present day, Ethan and Mia have Rose, a baby, a freaky moldy baby, but a baby, and they're living peacefully in this village somewhere in Europe. They don't specifically drop a name, I don't think, but imagine Romania. That's pretty much it. Now, while having dinner with his wife, Ethan and Mia, chatting it up, stray bullet comes through, hits Mia in the chest. Out of nowhere. We don't know what's happening, just it happens, and Ethan's also distraught by all this, and out of nowhere, Mia gets lit the up. Like almost 700 bullet holes, just non-stop. Mia drops down to the floor. Obviously speaking, she's dead. There's no way she's surviving that. And guess who steps into this house? Mr. Savior Chris himself. Stepping around Mia. Some of his squad, like little squad team, comes in, takes Rose, calls her package secure to be specific. That's a baby, dude. That's not no fucking package. I know the difference between a UPS package and a baby. Now, Ethan is also distraught once again. Like, you killed my wife, now you come in here and take my baby? And Ethan tries to fight, but gets knocked out automatically. Lights out. Yeah, who would have thought? Now, Ethan and Rose are being transported to a secure location. We don't know where it is. We just know they're taking them. Ethan wakes up, the transport truck ripped apart. And guess where Rose is? I'll give you like multiple choice answer. Is A, Rose in the truck. 2, Rose is one of the dead bodies. 3, Rose grew legs and walked away. Or 4, someone stole her. If you guess C, I wish that was the choice, but no, it was D. She got abducted by someone, and they'd even set an Amber Alert out for her. Ethan had a phone next to him. He would have known if it just kept blaring that Amber Alert noise saying that 2-month-old baby Rose got abducted in a blue Kia. Ethan has no choice but get up, dust himself off, and roam the village that's down below. While roaming around, and he finds a knife and goes between this house, and there's a bunch of ruckus and weird noises, he stumbles across his house and he finds a stranger. The stranger has a shotgun. Obviously speaking, he's bickering with Ethan because it's like,
excuse me, what the actual fuck are you doing in my house?
The old man gives Ethan a gun, and then the old man proceeds to absolutely get ripped apart. After that little hosh-kaposh that he had with that man that's just a pair of legs and blood now, we get to see the action in this game, the gunplay, the shooting, and we also get to see the main zombie-type enemy, in quotations. There is no zombies in this game, but these enemies are called lichens. I don't know what a lichen is. This is the first time I ever heard of a lichen playing this game. So I gave my friend Google a search. Basically, lichens are humans who can shapeshift into wolves. Sound familiar? They just put a bunch of Adam Levines into this game. Now, this whole village is run by these lichens solely because of one person, Mother Miranda. Now, Mother Miranda acts like a god to this village, giving all these people false hope while also being like, believe in me, all that stuff. Mother Miranda uses these people for her little own freaky experiments. Now, the story of Mother Miranda is a little bit sad and explains why she does what she does in this game. Now, Miranda lost her daughter to the Spanish flu. Now, in this game, Mother Miranda has 4 childs. They're not really her children, but that's what they are. And they act like the 4 horsemen over this village. We have first Lady Dimitrescu, the big, tall lady who drinks blood to survive, but is not a vampire. But if you ever heard anything about this game, you heard about Lady Dimitrescu. We have Donna Benevidito? Anyways, she controls freaky doll people, and that's literally her whole personality. Next, we have Monroe, a big blob of a man who's just a fish. He literally turns in and out of a fish, but he's pretty much like the reincarnation of a mole. And his whole stick is he wants to impress his mama, aka Miranda. no hate to him. Let's be for real here. I mean, when I do anything around my girlfriend, that's how I am. Lastly, we have Heisenberg. He's a metal man, pretty much. He's like, take Magneto and call it a day. And he doesn't like the rules of Miranda. He doesn't like what she does. And his whole thing is he wants to use Ethan and Rose for their power to overthrow Miranda and be as powerful as ever. That's literally his whole thing. He just wants to be really powerful. Miranda, she took Rose, split her up into 4 pieces, just chopped the baby up, put him in flask, and gave him to every lord. I don't even want to call these people lords. They're just a bunch of village weirdos. And they all just have a piece of this baby. So pretty much you go into their place of residence, kill them, take their freaky moldy baby flask, and you run away. After you get the flask, you build baby Rose, just back up from the ground up, but not after killing Miranda first. You kill Miranda, making sure she sees her child once more, but let's be for real, I think Miranda's definitely in hell. Now, in between all this, Miranda stabs Ethan after you kill Heisenberg, and Ethan is on the verge of dying, just the very brink of death. So, after he kills Miranda, he sacrifices himself to blow up the village. And I forgot to say this, but he's there. He's just kind of there. He found Mia, and he took Mia and the newly built Rose into a helicopter, and, Mia's like, where's Ethan? And then they fly away into the sunset, just like Resident Evil 7, and that's the end of the game. Now, there is a Rose DLC. I haven't played yet. I've kind of been ignoring it. I just haven't really seen the appeal in it. But I've watched some videos. It looks okay, but, I call the end of the story where Ethan dies. Lights out. Call it a day. Now, me personally, I don't mind the story at all. It felt like it held a lot of interesting ideas and features in them and followed up with those. They had the usual, these residents are getting evil factor, but some parts of the game just kind of felt whatever, like somewhat repetitive. Everything's just kind of like the same in some degree. It feels like they just took the recipe of Resident Evil 7, changed the bad guys up, and then kept the same system and threw it in. Which, yes, you could say the same thing about every Resident Evil game, but this time it was just okay. Nothing too mind-blowing or like I was stuck on that story forever. But overall, I feel like it was a decent story. Now, a big factor of this game is scenery, which is some of my favorite parts of this game and truly what brings the game fully together. Every big lord or boss in this game has their own scenery, has their own area, and it truly tells you a lot about the person and brings it all together. For instance, Lady Dimitrescu. She lives in a big gothic castle, showing some resemblance to Transylvania castles, and basically saying, oh, this woman drinks blood. She's our vampire character, blah, blah, blah. The beauty of the inside of the castle, the dungeon parts, and outside while it snows truly just adds so much just oomph to this character, and truly just makes it look so beautiful whenever you first see the castle. It being the first area in the game, the castle truly sets, what to improve in the game, and some parts makes it feel like, they use the best first instead of using the best for last, which is kind of okay, but yeah, it's fine. The Benevito house, I don't know. She lives on a side of a mountain next to a waterfall. It's such a beautiful scene that you forget what you're going to that house for. First time playing the game, I was just in awe. Just sitting there watching it, honestly. It was so beautiful. Now, we don't talk about the underground weird creepy baby thing that chases you, plus the weird Silent Hill area where Ghost Mia is talking about Rose. We just don't acknowledge it because it doesn't exist. It's all fake news. Inside the house, it's a classic type looking house, a lot of wood. It's also, a dollhouse, so it's kind of like There's dolls everywhere, but it sounds like I'm a real estate agent. Like, get past all the dolls and the weird creepy baby, and this is a good house. Monroe, his area is just a big swamp, lake, river. It's just a big body of water with some broken down houses in between. I don't want to necessarily say I don't like it, but I feel like it's the weakest part out of this whole area. This whole map, this whole scenery we have, it is somewhat the weakest. It doesn't have much going for it. That's why I feel like it's the weakest. It's literally just water and weird green things. But besides that, there's some areas where if you just look out in the water, it is very beautiful. They still acknowledge the beauty factor with everything, even with some of the parts that don't have a lot going for it. Heisenberg. Honestly, his area, I don't want to say take it for granted, but I used to just go through there and it was so annoying. I'm not saying it's not annoying, it's an annoying area to play, but the more I look at it, the more cool it looks inside the factory. You get to look out and see him make these weird drill zombie things and them go on a carousel and just float up. And there's so many going back and forth, and there's some water wheels, and it's a very beautiful sight. Just makes you just appreciate it more. The area still sucks, let's be fucking real. It's not a good area to play. I don't like playing in that area, and it being the last part is kind of weak. Who cares? It's still cool in its many ways. Now, the main scenery, the village, just gets a big round of applause from me. And all of y'all, let's round of applause for the village, because it's such a beautiful village. Even the teardown parts, even the parts where lichens are just taken over, it's such an amazing looking village, especially when the daytime goes over. In this game, when you play it, it has the day go with you. For instance, you start in the night or early morning, you play through the whole day where the sun goes down, and at the end of the game, the sun's rising again. When you're playing, the sun's going down shows in that game. You leave Monroe's lake thing, and the sun is just beaming, and it's so beautiful, this orangish yellow light color, because this is the first time we ever get sun in the game. The whole day it's been just different shades of gray, so that sun coming through and shining on the village that's half destroyed, it's somewhat poetic in a way. And they outdid themselves with this whole scenery, and it's one of my favorite parts of this whole game. Ethan, let's just get him out of the way real quick, because this genuinely just makes me mad. So compared to the Resident Evil 7 Ethan, I just don't like him in this game. I don't care what people say, these two Ethans are not the same person. And I know that's like, oh, you know, you change, it's a big time gap, you know, things happen, but Ethan just got stupider. Genuinely speaking, he just got stupider and called it a day. Now, no offense to the voice actor. He was voiced by Todd Soley. I think that's how you say his last name. But Mr. Todd, no hate towards him. Genuinely, he did an amazing job. I just feel the script lacked any umph to it. It was all just one-liners. That's it. There's a rare moment where you'll get him to say two sentences that isn't a one-liner, but half of the time it is just one-liners, and it's annoying. I mean, he has this line in the game where he sees the lords and he's running through, and then he's like, "Do those freaks have Rose?"
Wait, do those freaks have Rose?
Like, no shit. Dude, like, let's be for real here, man. There's no way you're that oblivious. And that's how he is throughout the whole game. Now, we love Ethan. You know, this whole game for him has just been a cow bummer, dude. Like, I know his baby got taken, but have emotion. I understand your hands are getting bit, chopped off, ate every 30 seconds, but have emotion. That's my only critique about this game, is Ethan. He just lacks personality. Chris changed quite a bit in this game. I think he grew facial hair compared to the last game. I don't want to say that's like his only change, but Chris is so swag dope, and compared to his Resident Evil 7 counterpart, it's just no match. I'm going to say it, but he's cooler than how he was in Resident Evil 5. I know, hate me all you want, When it comes to Mia, there's not much to say, solely because she wasn't in the game that much. We had the fake Mia in the beginning, but that was Miranda pretty much. And when we find Mia, we're playing as Chris, and she's in this dungeon. We literally get that Mia at the very end, plus the Mia that's on the helicopter. That's about it. But I feel like she's somehow better than her Resident Evil 7 counterpart. Even if we got not that much from her, I feel like she's better. A big part of this game, plus one of my favorite characters in this game, the Duke. Being the merchant in this game, he does his job, and he does it fucking well. I think this is the first game they incorporated food, being able to kill live game and get animals and make food to upgrade your character over time, which is really cool. And, you know, doesn't help he takes part of the food. I genuinely don't mind, but, like, you know, let's be for real. He's somewhat of a large man, so you don't need to be taking my food. It is somewhat confusing how he just kind of appears and disappears when he wants, but it's pretty cool. He has superpowers. The Duke is pretty cool. Let's be for real though. Those horses have got to be tired. They are working overtime to carry him. Now, my overall thought of this game is I enjoy it so much. It's genuinely such an amazing game. And it's on the same level as its previous Resident Evil 7 with some better elements. If you haven't played this game, I highly advise. I mean, it goes on sale quite a bit, so what a better time than now to buy it. I feel this game will be talked about at the dinner table for years. I would have kids and they'll be like, what was Resident Evil 8 like? And I'll pull out the scrapbook. This game holds a lot of value to me. Me and my girlfriend bonded over this game when we first were getting together. Only pretty much the sole reason we're together. If Resident Evil 8 didn't exist, we wouldn't be here. But you know,
that's just a theory.
I do think Resident Evil 9 will live up to the hype and live up to its predecessors of Resident Evil 7 and 8. They're totally different games, let's be for real. I mean, I feel like this game is coming off of Resident Evil 6. Which, if that's the case, then Resident Evil 9 is up there. I mean, we got Leon at the ripe age of 50 kicking zombies. And it's like, if the game is bad, at least we got that. In all seriousness, I'm so excited for Resident Evil 9. I mean, I'll continue to play my Resident Evil 8 and speedrunning it until I get every achievement. I am just dying to play Resident Evil 9. I mean, Leon. Let's get Leon back in the game.
Yeah. Welcome, Leon. Bet you had a kick-ass first day.
Holy shit!
Anyways, thank you for staying and watching. I know this is somewhat of a longer video, but give me suggestions on games. I'll be more than down to study and play them, talk about them. And that's about it. Have a good day, and I'll see you later.
You was there.